Colombia has suffered an internal violent conflict by now for more than 60 years. Multiple factors are involved in it. Among them are social exclusion of most of the population, high inequality, corruption, mismanagement of social problems, unemployment, drug trafficking, low levels of education, fragmentary presence of state in large parts of the country, poverty, and conflictive coexistence between many social sectors. As a result of this conflict, Colombian government registers more than 3.8 million people forcefully displaced from their lands, whilst, according to NGOs, since 1985 to January 2012, this number reaches 5.4 million. This scenario makes Colombia the country with the highest number of internally displaced persons in the world, followed by Sudan, Iraq, and Afghanistan. In the case of Colombia, this phenomenon has been caused by violent groups such as paramilitaries, guerrillas, criminal bands, drug cartels, and in many other cases, cattle ranchers, landowners, and multinational companies, some with the complicity of corrupt institutions, public authorities, and national forces. This situation faced by millions of internal displaced populations, or IDPs, composed entirely by humble rural workers in Colombia, is precarious, conflictive, and mostly catastrophic. From the total number of Colombians living in extreme poverty, 42% are IDPs. Moreover, from the total number of IDPs, 95% of them are below the poverty line and 75% lives in extreme poverty. Land is a key factor in Colombian conflict. For decades, violent groups such as paramilitary forces and guerrilla, along with other powerful elites such as cattle ranchers, politicians, militaries, landowners, and drug dealers, use land as a safe way to treasure wealth, domain populations, extract natural resources, and gain political, social, and economic power. This possession in Colombia is huge. Since 1980 to 2010, approximately 6.7 million hectares have been taken from their legitimate owners, leaving out collective lands, a legal form existing in Colombia to recognize the owning of land to minority groups, such as Afro-Colombians and indigenous communities. However, an official consolidation of data shows that to this figure can be added 1.5 million hectares more, which gives a total of 8.2 million hectares of land abandoned because of forced displacement. This means that the territory taken violently in Colombia corresponds to the territorial extension of a country like Austria, the sum of the areas of Denmark and Belgium, twice the size of Switzerland, and almost a quarter of the total territory of Germany. Forced displacement in Colombia occurs 41% massively, 31% individually, and 28% occurs in small groups. This means between 2 and 10 families. The high percentage of forced displacement of individuals and small groups, 59%, is probably related to another one, which is that 65% of IDPs were active members of communitarian organizations and 11% belonged to union labors and political movements. In consequence, it is clear that forced displacement was one of the strategies used by violent groups to disarticulate social initiatives and break off communitarian dynamics, in order to clean regions of possible social obstacles to impose their brutal regimes. Although victims of forced displacement are recognized legally since 1997, the violation of their rights is systematic and involves all the state bodies either by action or omission. In consequence, Constitutional Court in 2004 declared the occurrence of an unconstitutional state of affairs, recognizing the mass violation of human rights against a significant part of the Colombian population, as IDPs are. The most important legal act in benefit of IDPs and victims in general was the Victims Law issued in 2011. Finally, Colombian state recognized the key element in the Colombian conflict, the issue of land. This law established that people expelled from their land since 1991 have the right to come back to it or receive economic reparation for it. Furthermore, it has a symbolic value recognizing victims of the conflict also as Colombian citizens who have rights and need and deserve the support of the rest of society. Our foundation keeps doing legal assistance days. This is the main objective of us, along with the training that leaders of these populations receive in social control and leadership. Both activities are carried out in community spaces that are reserved to attend the people in their neighborhoods, all of them located in the periphery of the city of Bogotá and the municipality of Soacha. Additionally, we carry out community celebrations such as Women's Day, Mother's Day, Children's Day, Father's Day, and national holidays like Christmas, in which we enhance the links of solidarity between themselves and other communities. These photos are from our last working day in a zone called Altos de la Florida, a peripheral suburb located in the municipality of Soacha and nearby to Bogotá City. During this day, UN agencies as UNHCR, OCHA, and the World Food Programme accompanied the communities of this zone to know more and support the productive projects they're carrying out as this one of urban agriculture. Our organization, National Network Foundation, provided free legal assistance to all the people who attended this working day because most of the inhabitants of this area are either forcefully displaced or extremely poor. On the other hand, we also joined a reforestation day supported by the majority of Soacha, which contributed with 30 trees that were planted in this zone eroded by the illegal housing development and illegal mining.